setting up a sentry.
Fucking bullshit!
So I want to talk briefly about matchmaking, and not so much matchmaking as much as a little talk I've been having with friends. That talk being, is matchmaking ready to come out of beta? Valve is clearly planning on pushing this out of beta very soon. We are in the final stress test here now, they said. But is it really ready to go out of beta? Now there's a lot of weird things I'm seeing. The first I'm seeing right here, and I don't know if it's a bug, but these doors lock us in when it's, I guess, warm-up time. I don't know if that's a bug or if that's intentional, but I don't like that. And it's just the little things like that that it's like, are we really ready for this to come out? I don't really think we're ready for this to come out. I don't think it's ready to release. Anyways, we'll play some Scout here. Hopefully I can still talk coherently and play Scout. But there's just so many things. If you look at the history of matchmaking, and obviously I can't pull it up here, because I am playing currently. Ooh, alright. Oh, where the fuck is he? How many scouts do they have? They have 3 scouts! What is my ping? Oh, it's a Stockholm server, that's why. Okay. Anyways, that's another thing. Why the hell am I being connected to a Stockholm server? What? But there's just so many weird things with matchmaking. Just the littlest things that they really make no sense. It's like, you know, there's no reason for that to be a thing in the first place. I'm trying to make this not a rambling rant. Okay, aiming is gonna be super fucking hard on a Stockholm server. There we go. Okay. So, oh my god, they have so many scouts. So there's that, and then there's a slew of bugs that have come out, which is really bizarre. Because I'm assuming this is one of the final builds for matchmaking. It's gonna be one of the final builds before it releases, I should say. It definitely seems like... Well, it seems like it's got more bugs than the last ones did, which is really upsetting because, for the most part, it's been pretty bug-free. I mean, you know, there's been a couple of bugs here and there, but there's like an astonishing amount of bugs in this now. And wow, we're actually rolling right now. So... matchmaking's fun, but I don't know, especially with the small amount of things they've changed. Through all the updates I've seen, it's mostly been UI changes to matchmaking thus far. There hasn't been really many gameplay changes, which I would love to see some of, but we're just not seeing any of it. Now, the other thing a lot of people argue is class limits. Now, I'm not going to argue class limits. I understand why Valve doesn't want class limits, but I think it is something that Valve should at least think about logically. You know, and consider and think, you know, does that actually make sense? I don't know if it does. It would seem as if it would. I'm gonna get this med real fast. Hold on. Okay, I'm not getting shit. But it, you know, if you're a really good team, you can just run all NGs on Gully Wash last, and you're gonna roll them regardless. And that is a concern I can see many people having. Again, you know, class limits, should we have them, should we not have them? I don't really know. I think, you know, they definitely do have their usage, but it is just matchmaking. And at the end of the day, matchmaking is just supposed to be something that people can have fun playing and enjoy themselves a little bit. But it's not really something that people are going to take super seriously. And that's kind of a concern for me because I know Valve is really riding on this being something really good. What are you doing, sir? I wish I could hit you.
Alright, 3, 2, 1.
But I mean, there's just so many issues with how matchmaking fundamentally works, and there's been zero changes to it. You know, there's been so few changes to matchmaking in a whole. It's just, from what I've seen, mostly been UI. I'm sure there's been some gameplay changes, but very few. Very, very few. And that's an alarming thing to see, you know. We know that Valve is sitting on this being something good. Holy shit. But you can't write on it that much, you know? Like, it's not going to be this huge, gigantic thing that they think it's going to. It's not going to be that. You know, especially if it's just going to be like this. Matchmaking is really just a glorified pub right here, you know? Because you can still do stupid shit, you can still have all the classes you want. You know, the metagame's kind of... I mean, we have 2 pyros on this team right now. You know, I mean, if that doesn't somewhat concern you, then I'm not entirely sure what will. But overall, I don't know. I think matchmaking, it could stand to stay in beta for a little longer. Holy shit. That could hit me. I think it could stand to be in beta for a bit longer. Just work out a lot of the kinks. But obviously, you know, it feels like Valve feels like they're being rushed because Overwatch exists. And I can kind of feel their pain there because they are being rushed. Overwatch is out, and it's new, it's fresh. And they're getting an update out this, you know, by the end of June. They're going to have matchmaking up by the end of June. And Valve's just kind of like, well, fuck, what do we do now? And, I mean, you know, there's a number of issues just with that alone. And I'm not going to be able to beat this guy. No. But it's just, you know, it's just so weird. Other issues I saw, sorry, I'm kind of rambling here. I shouldn't have done live, but oh well. Other things is when someone abandons, and we haven't seen it yet. On this one, but the last game I was in, that's why I started recording on this one, is someone abandoned and the game ended. I'm personally not a huge fan of that. Ow. He's just gonna chip shot me. I'm not a big fan of that. You know, the person who leaves, they should be penalized. That's, you know, I agree with that. But I don't think all the other players on that server should also be penalized by the game ending, you know? The last game I was in, we were winning, and it wasn't necessarily a roll. I mean, we were doing pretty good. But, you know, it was wasted because someone left. You know, someone rage quit, and then everybody gets punished because one guy decided, fuck this. And I'm sorry, but I think that's a bad system. I don't like that system. It's a really bad system. And people are going to get extremely tired of dealing with that. You know, it ruins the experience for matchmaking. And you have to realize there's going to be people who troll. There's going to be people who fuck around on matchmaking. But I cannot hit this guy. There we go. You have Uber? It's just... It's such a weird thing to punish all the other players for one guy leaving. I don't like that. I don't feel like that's good. In fact, remember what else the fuck I was gonna talk about. The game modes are fine. I don't mind the game modes. You know, Gorge is kind of disliked, but, you know, whatever. 5 Gorgeous, you know. Goalie Wash is fine. I don't mind the doors being closed so that the rollouts are similar to each other. They're still not similar to each other, which confuses me, but whatever. I mean, those are really my biggest issues, you know, people abandoning, that needs to be changed. I feel like they should be banned for abandoning, too. I don't think you should just get this little, oh man, you're not a desired user anymore. No, I think you should be banned. You should start off with like a 30-min, or... This is suicide. You should start off with like a 30-min ban, bump it up to an hour, 24 hours, you know, just keep going, eventually just permanently ban people. Because just getting that little cooldown timer, I mean, that's, you know, that's not really going to stop anything, you know? And it's not like there's a lot of people queuing for matchmaking anyways. Now, of course, these are only stress tests. We don't know what the actual numbers are going to be. But they seem like they're going to be fairly minimal. I don't know how he's hitting me. Okay, well, you can just pop Uber then. 'Cause I think we're about to cap anyways. But I mean, you know, there's so many things that are just not, they are not set up correctly. And it feels like matchmaking should still stay in beta. Because it's not, what the fuck, it is, what is this? How do I kill this man? It's not ready to come out of beta. It's not. I'm on a server, most of my team almost has 200 ping, except for Sleepy Kai, but you know, he's got 100. Because we're playing on a Stockholm server. I mean, there's so many things that are still just wrong with matchmaking right now. It's not ready to come out of beta. That's really all I have to say about it. I don't think it's gonna hurt matchmaking to stay in beta a little longer. But if it releases like this, I mean, people are gonna get bored of this shit super quickly. You know, they're gonna get tired of it. They're gonna get tired of it. And, I mean, that's that. You know, this weird bug here. I don't know what this is all about. But that's really my thoughts on it. I think it would benefit from having a little longer in beta. What do I know? I do feel like it would probably benefit. I didn't even get a medal. Oh. But whatever. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully they don't fuck this next update up. I'll be covering it when it comes out. So you can look for that. The Pyro Balance video will be out on Wednesday. And I'll have a fun little video for you guys on Friday. So I'll see you guys then. Thanks for listening to me ramble while I was getting my ass kicked on a Stockholm server. And I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.